Guillermo, Emil and to you. Welcome to my takeout, my Emil and takeout big night. It's not only election night throughout the country, and of course we'll mention, I'll talk about the key races that everyone's looking at, but it's also the day before the eve of the Emil and Dan discussion talk on San Francisco at the San Francisco Public Library on Asian American Studies, Filipino American history, San Francisco State University. Oh, so many historical things. And it's a coincidence, we're coming off of Filipino American history. We're going to talk about that, some sort of a post-mortem on that in November, but it dovetails with the 57th anniversary of the San Francisco State student strike. Yeah, 57 years ago. And Dan, my colleague here on this program, was right there. So we'll talk about that. In fact, let me bring up Dan. Dan, it's 57 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. But just to give a little tease, what do you want to reveal about the strike 57 years later? That people may not know.
One, there was a whole lot more going on is in terms of both academic activity as well as political and organizing activity than the media generally shows. And people who have treated us either in literature or in attempts at, non-fictional, right, accounts of the times really haven't gotten it right. There's only been one or two authors that have done a decent job. And the story still isn't entirely told. I mean, there's things that I know that I won't tell.
Won't do that. Well, here's the thing. All right, so that's kind of interesting. The things things that haven't been revealed. But what give us one tidbit that people may not know generally about the San Francisco State strike that happened 57 years ago that might shed some light on it now 57 years later.
There were quite a few people who were members of the Hayakawa administration that were very helpful to us. And there were some key members of the administration and some key members of the faculty who are either non-committal or only supportive of the strike in principle rather than activism, right? Who were very important. And I don't know if we would have been able to actually conduct classes in the first ever School of Ethnic Studies in the fall of '69 had it not been for the cooperation of those people.
All right, so what you're saying is there are unsung heroes, allies that really greased the skids and made this happen.
Yes. One of the authors who's still alive today, actually, of a book on the strike, actually listed some of those people, but he didn't get all of them. And I think they missed the importance of the singular kinds of support that one or two of those members gave, and they miss entirely the fact that personal relationships among the faculty and with the administration and other members of the faculty, how much those mattered to the success of the strike, at least with regard to the establishment of the School of Ethnic Studies.
All right, this is just one tease. We're like lifting the fishnet stocking up a little bit so that people can see there are some things that aren't known that could be known that might enlighten people 57 years after the strike. Because I think most people, when they think of the strike, they think, oh, that was student radicalism. And considering the political climate of today, they might see the strike as a bad thing and not a good thing. I guess based on where you are politically, it could be seen as a bad thing. But as I point out, without the San Francisco State strike, we probably wouldn't have had Filipino American history to the great degree that we have now at a college level.
Yeah, I think that's true. Okay, if you want to focus on it from a Filipino American's perspective, it was members of our own community. Very few members of our community were directly supportive, not only of Filipinos, they were supportive of Asian American Studies as a department. and they were supportive of the entire school of ethnic studies, including what was seen as the most radical of all elements in the college, the school, which was, of course, BSU, the Black Studies department, and also the American Indian Studies department.
Wait, let me just make sure I got this right. You're saying there were very few in our community?
Very few.
So
The
that's
vast
a
majority of our community, including some of our own parents, right, were
we're
very much
against.
against what we were doing. They didn't want us. First, when I was admitted to state, the first thing my mother said is, "Stay away from those radicals." Literally, the
See,
first thing she said. She didn't say
and
congrats on getting into a real college.
see, and I think that's the thing. Well, we'll expand on that because we're talking about Filipino American history tomorrow at the San Francisco Public Library, Main Library, 100 Larkin Street, 5:30. We'll go for about an hour and talk and have some questions until about 7. It's free. It's on the third floor. It's the Hormel Center there, and it should be interesting because we're going to talk about the strike. We're going to talk about Filipino American history. We're going to talk about ethnic studies. And we're also going to talk about the election. And already, as we're coming on now at 5 o'clock, and they've already announced Abigail Spanberger, the winner in Virginia. That wasn't too
Yes.
hard.
No.
That was kind of expected that she would prevail there. Her opponent was not that strong, and while people were willing to give her opponent some, a chance, boy, the lieutenant governor stuck her foot in her mouth so many times that I don't think you had. I don't think she was really up to competing against Spanberger.
I
So
think that's one of those situations where you got to ask, that's the best they had? That's the best the Republicans had? Yeah.
yeah,
She
well,
couldn't even, she had been so critical of Trump at one time in her political past, public political past, that there was no way that she could embrace him now, and she did not want to be embraced by Trump in this instance either, because everybody sees Trump as a drag. They
yeah.
see him as an albatross,
Yeah, well, he's well. Thank you for that poetic reference, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, rhyming the Ancient Mariner.
Yes.
But it's very good to point that out because Donald Trump is sort of the invisible figure
Yeah.
in these elections. I mean, it's close. It's maybe a plurality, not a majority, but in all the races, Virginia, in New Jersey and New York, the anti-Trump feeling is spurring voter
Yeah.
turnout, record turnout in New York. All right, so we see Virginia going for Spanberger. I guess it's going to be closer in New Jersey, and they're going to wait a
Yes.
while
Yes.
before they declare. It's going to be very
Yeah.
close there.
Mikey Sherrill has suffered some criticism for not running a great campaign.
I think it was okay, but I get your, I think she was strong, but she let Ciccarelli come up there. Ciccarelli, right? Am I pronouncing his name correctly?
Yeah, I think you
Chick,
pronounce the CH as an SH, so it comes
that's a
out Chitterelli.
Ciccarelli. Okay, so he's Chicker. So I think he's closing in, but I don't think he's going to have the. It's going to be Mikey Sherrill by a nose or more. But
Oh,
people
oh,
wanted more. People wanted more, I think.
oh.
All right. Now, how about Mamdani? The exit polls that I've seen, they're counting now, but the
Yeah,
exit polls that I've seen have suggested that people came out to vote, and the a candidate stand on Israel is very important. Like the majority
oh yeah,
of
oh yeah,
exit polls. So that could hurt Mamdani, but it also could help him if
sure.
you're anti-Israel, I guess it would.
Well, no, people have been getting more critical of Israel because of the Gaza situation,
Yeah,
not to mention the West Bank, and this is becoming a global criticism, right? Israel has lost a lot of support
oh
generally
yeah,
from the General Assembly of the UN, for example, and they've also lost some support from some of the big four Western European countries. So, you know, It's going to
Well,
be very interesting. Now the Saudis and the Arab League have gotten involved. You know, Turkey is talking about getting involved and throwing some support towards Gaza. You know,
yeah, well,
towards the Palestinians.
the thing is, when they asked that exit question, and it was based on, is Israel a factor in, your turning out? It
Right,
could
right.
go either way. It could go
Yeah,
either way. If you're pro-Israel or anti-Israel, and a lot of people are now more anti-Israel than not. President Trump went out there on Truth Social, called Mamdani a Jew hater, to try
yeah,
to
yeah.
get
That's
that,
right.
to try to polarize Mamdani more and to energize people who may be staying at home. And I don't know if that's going to work. I think if anything, it might spur people to go out and say, yeah, well, we're going to vote for Mamdani, not because of the dumb things that Trump is saying, but because he's for affordability, making the city affordable, and he's for all these things that are anti-billionaire. I mean, he's really the anti-billionaire class.
Yes. Yeah, that's accurate.
Do
My
you think he's
concern is
going
that
to?
the Democrats can't just run on the reality, right? The economic reality, and how problematic it is, and how much it's tied to Trump policies. They have to show
Mhm.
us not only what is wrong, they have to show us what they're going to do about it. And they've got less than a year to do that. They've got to develop a very clear message. Okay,
Yeah.
was that an earthquake? I didn't feel a thing.
No, no, no. It's just
Okay.
my phone fell off the platform here, but that's all right. That's all right. So
Okay.
that's a that's interesting though. Some people call it, soul of the Republican Party. If Mamdani is going to be seen as that, or if, how can you translate whatever you get from this election into action if you see Mamdani as a democratic socialist?
Right, right.
Trump calls him a communist. He's not a communist, but he's taking action. And then you have people who are more moderate. Actually, Mikey Sherrill is talking about coming right out there and going after the utility companies on day one. So I think people want to take action. They want to take action, and if they win, I think that's going to be the test if they got the message and if their action really does then do something for voters. I think that's also the Republican criticism. What if Donald Trump and the Republicans have talked about immigration and law and order, and those issues on exit polls have come up in the bottom and not the top. They're not the top concern. People are interested
Well,
in the economy.
first of all, they set a very, very high standard for themselves by
Mhm.
saying, for example, that they're going to get rid of 1 million people a year, right? At least,
Yeah.
and that they were going after the criminals. Okay, so they set a very high standard for that. All right,
Yeah.
and now they're appearing not only incompetent, but they're appearing willing to use violence in an extreme authoritarian fashion, okay, against unarmed people without probable cause, with no many of them citizens, actual
Yeah.
citizens, others actually legally present in the United States with green cards, etc.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're going after everybody, not just undocumented who have criminal past. And then on the other, on another aspect of the immigration question, in terms of offering asylum, Washington Post reports that they're offering asylum mostly to Afrikaners from South Africa.
that's the largest group so far, and it's very
Yeah,
few. It's
I mean
very
we're
few,
talking.
but they happen to be white.
Yeah, 7,000. I think 7,000. But the point is, it's almost like going back to 1924. We're selectively putting quotas on countries and saying, this is who we're letting in, this is who we're not. I mean, 1924, which was the most racist immigration act ever in United States history, we're moving toward that
Well,
direction.
we
It's
need to remind people of who. Well, maybe we should save that for tomorrow. But people need to know against whom the 1924 Act was framed. The,
it was against Filipinos, Asian
as
countries.
the primary focus,
Yeah.
that was their primary targeting.
And certainly, I think this is the thing about when you talk about progressive versus regressive, Democrats have been always progressive. We are now seeing how regressive, well, we have seen in this first year. It's been a year, right? Hard to believe, right? It's been a
Yeah,
year.
yeah, less than a year, but yeah, 10 months
Listen,
or something. But yeah.
yeah. I mean, election to election a year, but we
Oh
go
yeah,
into
yeah,
January.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the thing that I guess Mamdani, we're going to see it closer than we thought, but he's still going to win handily, right?
I think he's going to win. I don't know how handily, but I think he's going
Yeah.
to win.
I
There have
I
been some very successful ads recently put out, really nasty
mm,
ads from Cuomo, and then of course Mr. Trump, through his support, he announced his own endorsement of
for
Mr.
Cuomo.
And I think
Yeah.
his statement wasn't the cheeriest though. It wasn't about how Cuomo is most capable. He said, "You really don't have any choice."
Well, I think that could be the kiss of death for Cuomo. I
Yeah.
mean, really. I mean, I
So,
think
oh
if
yeah.
I saw that, I said, well, maybe Mamdani's not so bad. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about Donald Trump and the GOP. Today, this is reported that Donald Trump is negotiating with pharmaceutical companies to get the price of Ozempic down to $149. That's his
Okay.
response to affordability. Instead of thousands of dollars for an Ozempic shot, he's targeting
Yeah.
overweight voters and saying, we will solve your affordability problem by going to your drug of choice, Ozempic, and getting it down to $149. That, I think, on
Well, he
election day is his
well
way.
obviously he knows something about his demographic, right?
Yeah, well,
He knows their condition, because
overweight.
in order to qualify for Ozempic and get it prescribed,
Yeah.
you have to be obese.
Oh, yeah, of
You
course.
can't just be using it because you want to trim down. Yeah, you have to qualify by having a BMI in excess of what, 30 or something.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
I mean, look, and this is the thing. It's all part of America's, the SAD diet, the standard American diet,
Mhm.
where leading Americans to these preventable illnesses, which usually result in death. I'm talking about heart disease. I'm talking about, uh, well, we're not even talking about cancer, but heart disease, diabetes, just talking about all the meat related diseases, the diet related diseases, all preventable, all reversible, and all resulting in, the cry out for Ozempic. And when I saw that today, Donald Trump wants to get down the price of Ozempic to $149 a shot. I said, oh, this is his ploy. Yeah, you want affordability, rent control, free daycare, free groceries. No, I'm giving you Ozempic at 149 a shot. That's what I'm giving you. That I think is their because
Negotiating it down. Yeah, yeah.
this is
Well, the Democrats had been trying to negotiate down, and Mr. Biden himself, right, had
yeah.
had successfully negotiated down a large number of
Oh
drugs.
yeah,
We're not talking about one drug, but several drugs. Yeah.
and then he reversed it. Trump reversed it.
Yeah.
Trump reversed it,
Yes.
and now Trump starts up his Trump RX, and now this is coming out. So I'm
Yeah.
just saying, look at it. But when you say Trump RX,
Wait! But the good news is you can pay for it with crypto.
yeah, right. But here's the
Yeah.
other thing: Trump RX.
You can get your Trump RX stuff from crypto,
Yeah,
from the family crypto bank,
yeah,
man. It's cool. Everything's fine.
right.
You got credit, they guarantee credit.
It's a
You can
little,
have zero. You can be unemployed,
yeah, it's a
but you
little
can go
corrupt.
into debt. You can go into crypto debt.
Yeah, it's a little corrupt. But here's the thing,
Just a
here's
little.
Trump. Here's Trump calling Mamdani communist. But last week, Donald Trump
Uh,
made this deal with Westinghouse, and making the deal for with Westinghouse to be the nuclear supplier, and the United States has a stake. The United States participates in the profits. So, a lot of people are concerned. Well, I guess that means, there's no going to be no regulation against these plants from proliferating throughout the U.S. and
because, well, but yeah, and it's governmental participation. That's how they're gonna bring in money.
yeah,
It's It's the real image. It's what really could happen,
Oh,
rather than the tariffs bringing in money. Foreign countries, foreign nations, right, in their trade agreements with the United States are giving us money. It's just filling it.
there it is. Oh, you're back.
Right.
You're back. You're back. You're back. So,
Okay,
yeah,
aren't you feeling it? I mean, I'm in the middle income area,
yeah,
and
yeah. I'm in the middle. Everyone in the middle.
well,
If you're not making 800,000 a year, you're in the middle.
mhm.
If you're not making over 500,000, you're in the middle. Whether
Well,
you,
but more importantly, if in certain parts of the country, if you're not making at least $120,000 a year, you're not in the middle.
oh yeah, yeah. There is no middle. There's no middle. I mean, I wrote in my last column in the Inquirer.net how the United States is becoming more and more like the Philippines, right? In terms of all its policies, in terms of sinking boats, in the Pacific Ocean, and without without a war, an act of war. There's a lot of things that we need to be afraid of right now. So,
Yeah,
and we and
we don't have any awakening volcanoes that happen to be, you
no,
know,
no, no, no way.
all going off at the same time. We've got what? There's 4 or 5 that are going off at the same time. This is a little
Yeah,
freaky.
yeah. Well, also today there was that news on the climate. The UN climate meeting is going to happen, and the U.S. is not participating. And the warning is that we haven't gotten to, we haven't reached our level where we said we were going to be. We wanted 1.5, and we're going to be like at 2.8 or something. It's we're it's and the best thing you can say is, oh well, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. But in our laissez-faire attitude, well, actually in America, we just ignore it, right? With Trump at the helm, we just
Yeah,
ignore it. So that's going
our
to be a
our our,
concern.
our grandchildren are going to damn our generations, their older
Right.
generations.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's when Gen Z will be old, and they'll say, wow, what did you guys do when we were saying 6'7", 6'7", 6'7"? Do you know about
yeah,
6'7"? You know about 6'7"?
no,
It's 6'7" is the word. It's the phrase of Gen Z's. It means nothing, and it's a kind of a mockery of our language. It has nothing to do with 69. So my Emil
mm,
Amok 69 has nothing to do with 6'7", and so that
what it sort of means. So what? What? You froze on me. What's happening? You froze. Hello.
snickering
Are you
is
back?
when you're in the COVID closet. So we're back
Right.
again, back again. So Dan, so let's wrap it up. We got
Yeah.
Spanberger winning. We got Mikey Sherrill probably eking it out, and Mondani winning. Oh, we haven't talked about Prop 50. It's going to win.
Yeah. Handily. But it's
Yeah.
still, what people need to understand is that doesn't mean that we have instantly 4 or 5 new congressional seats for Democrats. It means that the general public, votes again as to whether or not they're actually going to allow that change. And essentially, what it means is suspension, right, of the
Right.
existing commission that's not only bipartisan, but it also has at least 2 seats that are independents. So
Yeah.
that is suspended until the 2029 census results come out, until the
Yeah.
2030 census is out.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. California had the answer to gerrymandering, an independent commission,
Hmm.
and then everyone else is slow to that game. And
Yeah.
now, and in fact, they're reversing. They're seeing it on gerrymandering around the country, saying, "Oh, let's gerrymander so that the Republicans win, so that Trump wins." And so California was so out in front, being moral and ethical, said, "Okay, wait, we want to play hardball." I mean, it's defensible, although
It's
you
risky.
know,
It's
yeah,
defensible, but it's risky, and all that the red states have to do is react in kind.
Yeah.
That'll be really interesting. It'll be really interesting if the voters in the red states see Texas is just doing it by legislative fiat, you know,
Yeah.
and
Well,
it got nothing to do with the voters. They're just doing it by legislative fiat.
Well, and that's the thing, and then people, and this is the way Trump wants it, really,
Yes,
because
absolutely.
he's against the filibuster. I mean, hey, I'm a Filipino. I'm for the filibuster.
Oh, no.
I'm for the filibuster.
Oh, no.
I'm a talkative Filipino. I'm for the
I have
filibuster.
had so many comedians, try to work that relationship and that joke, and it's like, people say it's racist. It's racist on its face. It says Philly Buster. What are they doing? They're coming after us. That means you and me. Oh, by the way, one of the issues I'm going to bring up, of the issues I want to bring up tomorrow, is what the media is not paying attention to, is that in several parts of the U.S. of A, it is not Latinos, right, that are the majority of people who are being sent to detention centers. That in California, there are a lot of Asians being sent to detention centers.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll give you a hint. The numbers are similar to the way that people voted in 2024 and in 2020. There are certain ethnic groups. There are certain Asian ethnic groups that voted, in 2020 and similarly in 2024, and they are the ones who are in the detention centers, dude.
Dan, wait.
Those are the people that are being snagged and put into detention centers. Okay,
Dan, really, any 1,000 of those are worth one Kash Patel. And he's our representative. He's our representative. The corrupt FBI director flying his private FBI jet to his girlfriend.
It ain't supposed to be a private jet. It is a commercial jet that is leased by the government. And he's not supposed to be using it for private purposes.
Wait, it's a Gulfstream, I heard. Isn't it?
That's what you're trying to say.
Oh, no, what I'm saying is Kash Patel is a South Asian, and he is, he's
decrepit. He's decrepit.
No, one Kash Patel is worth a number of South Asians and Asian Americans who may be sitting in detention centers now. So
but it would only be fair if we busted Kash Patel and he was doing time. Okay, because those thousands of other Asians are not even charged with anything. They haven't been charged with anything. There's no probable cause. Okay, some of them are being shipped off to foreign countries. What about the one Filipino guy that's along with the other Southeast Asians that got sent to what? Eritrea?
Yeah. Well, look. I only bring up Kash Patel because he's the Asian that he's Trump's Asian, right? He's Trump's Asian. So that's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of them.
That's what I'm saying. So what's his name? Dylan, the civil rights lawyer.
That's right.
She's a
woman attorney.
The gutted civil rights division of the Department of Justice.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Hey, so
the other thing I want to talk about is the meaning of the word extortion.
Extortion.
Because Mr. Trump, in all of his brilliance, at the 60 Minutes interview this past Sunday, the 60 Minutes interview, he said, "I will not commit extortion the way the Democrats are doing it. Democrats are committing extortion by not reopening government." That's what he said. That's what he said. Now, so we got to define extortion, and when you define it, you're going to find out that somebody is committing extortion.
Yeah, you're right. Well, Trump, yeah. Well, Trump doesn't have a command of the English language.
No, don't give it away, man. People got to figure it out.
He doesn't even know what tariffs are. Tariffs are taxes. Tariffs are taxes. They're taxes.
Tariffs. Yeah.
All right. So Dan. All right. So tomorrow, people should show up at the San Francisco Public Library on Wednesday, 100 Larkin, Third floor, 5:30 p.m. We'll go for about an hour, take some questions, be out of there by 7, be fun. It'll be interesting. We'll be talking about Filipino American history, talking about San Francisco State, talking about the election, talking about the news, and people will be able to see us live and in the flash right there.
Yeah,
Free at the San
it
Francisco
will
Public
be
Library.
interactive. It will be
Yeah,
interactive. Okay.
yeah.
And go easy on the Rotten Tomatoes. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. No, easy on the Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. All
Yeah.
right, Dan. So thank you for being on here for the teas. And we'll see you at the San Francisco Public Library tomorrow. So Dan, thank you very much. Thank you
Okay. Don't let the weather hold you back.
Is it
It's
going to
gonna,
rain tomorrow?
yeah, but it's gonna it's gonna be reduced by the afternoon, so everything's cool.
Okay. So don't let the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like yeah. Rain or shine, we'll be there. We're inside. We're indoors. We're indoors.
Yeah, it's going to be a quick overnight. The last couple of rain spells were real nice. They happen
Yeah.
overnight and not on the weekend. It's
Yeah.
kind of cool. It's like Seattle, right? Except Seattle rains
Yeah.
more.
All right. All right, Dan. We'll see you tomorrow. Daniel Phil Gonzalez, my friend, College of Ethnic Studies, Asian American Studies, San Francisco State University Professor Emeritus. And we do this show, Emil and Dan, here on this channel. And we're going to record this on our podcast. And we're going to put it on the podcast on Emil and Mux Takeout or wherever you podcast. So I've been threatening to do that for so long. I'm really going to do it now. I'm really going to do it now. All right. All right, so November 5th, that's tomorrow. Also, if you're seeing me on YouTube, you see the screen, the crawl here, November 19th, my one-man show at the San Francisco Marsh. You can get your tickets at themarsh.org. I do Emil and Muck 69, the name of the show. Yeah, it's a fun show. Is it a sex show? You're going to have to see. You're going to have to see it for yourself. Emil Muck 69. It's a comedy, a life. It's about the story of our lives. The story of our lives right now. Emil Muck Live at the SF Marsh, November 19th. That's 1062 Valencia Street, 7:30 p.m. Themarsh.org for tickets. Thank you. All right, so that's it. That's our show. See us tomorrow, Dan and I tomorrow, November 5th. Thank you for being here for this little pop-up. Share this with your friends. Like I said, we're going to get into the strike, get into the San Francisco State strike. I mean, that's an important story. For Asian Americans, for Filipinos, it's just an important story. Anyway, I like to close these, what do you call these? These interludes with a meditation, because we're all about loving kindness. And so, I take my glasses off for this. As I wish for me, I wish for you. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. Emil Guillermo here. Till next time.